Really? You gotta be kidding me.
All right, we will start here, Dad, over on the X platform. I posted this earlier today. A community member of ours sent this in. Buying a car is so confusing, I said. Advertised online is one price. When you get to the dealer, this is what you see, a nearly 25% increase. This was literally just quoted today from Hendrick Chevrolet in Naples. We've got a 2024 Chevy Trax. The MSRP is $26,540. And by the end of it, with taxes and fees, you are all the way up to $33,346, about a 25% increase. Now, the really you got to be kidding me for me, Pops, was a couple things. One is there are 18 line items for this vehicle, 18 line items to come up with a price. The box with payments does not show anything about what APR they are quoting here. I hate that about it. And my favorite thing about all this was the F&I guy over on X said, no one does this. So I screenshotted the screenshot that Tiffany sent me saying, hi, I am trying to buy for my daughter her first car for Christmas. This is the deal they sent me. Do I have to pay for tinted windows, floor mats, and administration fees? Thanks for the help. I said, Pops, Tiffany, no, you need to negotiate those off. They will charge you the admin fee no matter what, but get rid of everything else. So it'll be work. It'll be uncomfortable, but it is reasonable and you should do it. What do you make of this, Pops?
I make of it that Chevy has come out with an affordable car, and the dealers aren't just going to want to sell it at the affordable price point. So, I mean, literally, the 25% more with taxes and title and all that. Yes, but no. And what I mean by that is what was important was the fact that there was a $3,000 upcharge for items that the customer probably did not ask for. The MSRP was 26.4 something. The total selling price ended up being 29.4 something. So, you can't escape tax and title and all that, but you can escape the dealer trying to add. I think I saw low jack for $1,495. Window things like
18 line items on the thing, man. Some of them are mandatory, taxes, tags, etc. Not all 18 of them.
At a certain point, dealers just have. This was part of the conversation that Igor and I had yesterday. In 2020, hardly any cars got sold at MSRP. Okay. They got discounted. Dealers would sell them at invoice, below invoice, a couple $100 over invoice, and they were still making money. Okay. Because they were making money on holdback and advertising assistance and floor plan assistance and F&I. And well, like if it's the state of Florida and the average dock fee is $1,000. Well, even if you sold the car at net, you're still making $1,000 just from the dock fee. So if dealerships could stay in business during those times and be profitable, they could do the same today and be profitable. There is no reason to take a $26,000 car and make it a $29,000 car. Yeah, I understand that you would like to figure out a way to increase your profit margin on that car. Great. Actually, have your F&I manager sell some of the stuff that you're including up front. Actually, have your F&I manager make it worthwhile to the customer. And if they see the value in it, let them buy it. If they don't see the value in it, don't force them to buy it. And so it's those type of practices that continue to cause people to distrust dealerships. And it doesn't have to be that way. It just, I say it it just doesn't have to be that way. You could take that same car. You could sell it for MSRP. You could have the customer go into the F&I office and the F&I manager could make a compelling argument as to why that customer might need X, Y, and Z. And if the argument is compelling enough and has enough value to it, then the customer will say yes to that. That's how you build your profit margin. You don't force it on your customer.
Two topics for today, Pops. We talk from time to time about autonomous vehicles on this channel. And this is a sad, really, you got to be kidding me, to be honest. GM's Cruise, which has been expanding their operations, faces NHTSA probe into pedestrian risks following incidents. The agency said it received 2 reports from Cruise of incidents in which pedestrians were injured and has identified 2 further incidents via videos posted to public websites. This ties back to something Ford actually had come out and said last year with regards to quality control. Look, guys, I'm paraphrasing. Look, guys, we're going to rely on Twitter posts to make us aware of quality control issues. That was a legitimate, again, paraphrase, but a legitimate statement from Ford talking about improving quality control. Here's another example. We as pedestrians are human beta testers for autonomous cars. I know this gets you frustrated and upset. We'll keep it relatively short, but this is sad, man. This is definitely you got to be kidding me.
This is a situation where the human mind fools itself, and that is that we think that we can teach AI to work on our behalf. I'd rather that a robo-taxi hits a pedestrian because the human driver behind the wheel made a mistake, as opposed to AI and software making the mistake. At least at that point, you can hold somebody responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it scares me when we see so much money being poured into this type of technology, for human beings to abdicate their responsibilities about driving a vehicle. It doesn't make sense to me. It never has, and maybe because I'm 72 years old and I'm a boomer, it never will. But then again, I never thought there was going to be a thing called the internet, or that I would have a smartphone. But I've accepted most things in life. I will not accept robo-taxis. I'm sorry.
Second thing that we need to cover with regards to, really, you've got to be kidding me. One of our community members, Pops, has an ordered vehicle with Ford, and we're just going to run through.
No, not with Ford, with Dodge. It's a Dodge. Yeah, it's a van that he ordered.
It's a van, excuse me. Yeah. I want to just run through the timeline here. Order placed on June 16th. Order scheduled for production on August 8th. Order in production on September 23rd. Vehicle built by October 2nd. We are now looking at a delivery in February of 2024, February 24th of 2024 to be exact.
Yes.
Help me understand here. I'll move it on the screen so we can all see it. Help me understand here. Why does it take so long to get this vehicle delivered?
Well, I one of the questions I asked Alex is, do we know what country it was built in? He says, yeah, it was built in Mexico. Okay. So I don't know why it takes so long to get from Mexico to Alaska. But that vehicle is basically going to sit for 5 months. 5 months. That is absolutely ridiculous for a vehicle to sit for 5 months from the time it was built to the time that it's delivered to a dealership, so that the customer can come in and buy the vehicle that he ordered. Now, I don't know how they normally ship cars from Mexico to the Western United States, or in this case, Alaska. I don't know. Perhaps they put them on a boat. Okay, because it was manufactured in Saltillo, Mexico. I don't know. Maybe it's close to a port. Maybe it's close to a body of water. I don't know. So maybe they're waiting for enough vehicles to be produced so that they can fill the boat and then take it by boat to, I don't know, Seattle or somewhere, and then disperse the cars. I don't know, but it just seems like it shouldn't take 5 flipping months to do that. Okay. It's a 2023. Okay. so that he actually won't be able to take delivery until close to the third month of 2024. There's, hey,
That's wild.
I mean, even if you put it on a train, yeah, it could, even if you just said, hey, let's hire a group of people to push the son of a gun to Alaska, it shouldn't take 5 months. It just shouldn't.
Yeah, because again, it's built, it's done, and now 5 months.
And let's face it, Stellantis isn't getting paid for it until they invoice the dealer, and they're not going to invoice the dealer until it's about a week out from arriving at the dealership. So here's a vehicle where they gathered up all the parts, they put the damn thing together. Okay, they've paid for all those parts to put it together, and now they have to wait 5 months to get paid for having put it together. And just something wrong there somewhere.
Dude, something wrong there somewhere is for sure. No one wins in that situation. And it actually kind of goes back to, we talked about it yesterday on the show, there's a shortage of repo agencies and repo drivers. We're going to try and get a repo agency owner on the Auto Insiders podcast with my dad so you can talk about that. There's also been, we know this, a reported delivery shortage, a driver's shortage. I think from Mexico, they're not driving the thing all the way to Alaska, but still, like, that has been like GM even came out earlier this year and said they would pay dealers $1,000 per vehicle to come pick them up themselves rather than using a third-party distribution company. So there are supply chain issues in the sense of that part of the supply chain or that part of the logistics problem that are actually meaningful. This is what that says to me.
I know when I was with Audi, and I think it was the Q5 or the Q3, I don't know, that they were built in Mexico. And it was a 3-month turnaround time from the time you ordered it to the time that it would make it to the dealer. Now, contrast that to when I was with BMW and Mini. And you could come in and you could order a Mini. And the Mini was either built in Austria or in England, okay? And the turnaround time from when you placed the order to when the vehicle arrived at the dealership was 6 to 8 weeks, okay? And those cars weren't being built on the same damn continent as the vehicles that are being built in Mexico. So I don't understand why I mean, literally, we would see a car built. We were told that it was sent to port to wait to get placed on a boat and then shipped across the Atlantic. Now, the port that it came to was Baltimore, which was certainly close. I mean, our dealership was in North Baltimore. So, okay, the time from when it hit the port was minimal, but still. And the destination charge on that Dodge van, $1,995. For $1,995, you shouldn't take 5 months to get there. They're overpaying.